Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Think Real. Have you ever had an idea, a thought, a product, a project, or something of that sort, which you went out and shared with somebody else, and before you know it, they've claimed it as theirs? If this has ever happened to you, hang in there, because that is what we will be talking about today at Think Real. So throughout our lives, we get thousands and thousands of ideas in our head, and few of those ideas are really worth millions. So one day you're sitting with your colleagues, your friends, or maybe just random strangers, and you pop this idea out. And a few of those people might say, wow, that's a great idea. While a few others might say, no, that's not good. But one fine day, you wake up and you see that one of these guys has stolen your ideas and has claimed it as theirs. Now, why did this happen and how can we avoid it? Now, before we get into that, the first thing that I'd like to tell you is congratulations. If someone has stolen your idea, it probably means that your idea really was good and was worth it, because nobody wants to steal worthless things. So congratulations on having a great idea. So now let's move on to why your ideas were stolen. The truth is, more often than not, the fault lies somewhere within us. So let's examine what they are. Number one, not believing in your idea enough and allowing others to tell you that your ideas aren't good. Now, here's the thing. If it's your idea, it's your idea. Do not let anybody tell you if it's good or bad. If you believe in it, go for it, plunge. What is the worst that could happen? You might fail. But if you can come out of that failure with just one lesson, that is success. That is a step forward. And what is the best thing that could happen? You might come out successful. And when you come out successful, all those people who doubted you or your ideas will be silenced. So here's the thing. Believe in what your ideas are. Now, imagine if Elon Musk said, no, SpaceX failed 3 times and I'm not going to go for it. People are right. And he didn't try it the next time. He would have not been successful. Imagine if Steve Jobs was told by somebody that, hey, a phone without a keypad is a dumb idea. Don't do it. We wouldn't have the smartphones that we have today. Or imagine if the Wright brothers thought that, hey, it's mad to be able to try and fly. The world as we know it today wouldn't be the same. So here's the thing. If you have a crazy idea, believe in it. It doesn't matter if nobody else believes in it. What matters is, do you believe in it? And if you believe in it, go for it. Plunge in. Do it. Because the world is changed by crazy ideas. The world has a lot of monotonous ideas. The world has a lot of cliche ideas. But if you have a crazy, wacky idea, go for it. Do not let anybody bog you down. Number 2, procrastination. And I would think this is a bigger reason as compared to the previous one as well. And here's why. Every single time that you procrastinate, every time you put your idea off from one moment to the next, from today to tomorrow, you are giving your competitors, you're giving others the advantage of time. So every time that you push your idea, others get the benefit of time. So if you believe in your idea, do not wait for the right moment. The right moment is now. You create the moment. Do not procrastinate over your ideas, because if you delay your ideas, there are others out there who are waiting to claim your ideas as theirs. And if they come out of the race first, it is theirs. So don't procrastinate. Number 3, lack of resources. Now, this point has several aspects to it. For example, when I wanted to start my YouTube channel about 4 or 5 years back, I blamed it on not being able to get the resources. I said, I don't have the right mic, I don't have the right camera, I don't have a good laptop, lighting, so on and so forth. But the truth is, I could have made do with what I had. Or for that matter, I did not even go out and try to find the resources. I just blamed it on not being able to have the right resources. I could have started with what I had, which I have eventually done. I did not go out and get special resources. I started with what I have. But sometimes things are not as simple as just starting with what resources you have. Sometimes things may involve things like getting finances, investments, so on and so forth. So over there, things might get a little complicated. But like I said, go out there and find people who are willing to invest in your idea. People who believe in the passion that you have towards your idea. Now, remember, I am specific about the words find an investor who would believe in your idea. I'm not asking you to go out and share your ideas with random people. Identify the people who invest in ideas. Now, in today's day and age, you have so many options. You can even go out and do seed funding, crowdfunding. You can do a lot of things out there. Now, here's the question. Despite all of these things, is it still possible that somebody might steal your idea? The truth is, yes, it is. For example, a few years back, a friend of mine who was an author, he wrote a book and he went to several publishing houses and pitched his book over and over again. And he was rejected in most places. But one publishing house eventually did publish his book. But here's the catch. They published his book, but under somebody else's name. So what did my friend do? I will get to that in just a bit. Regardless of the legal processes that took forward after that, his idea was stolen. So what can we do about it? Well, that does not mean we have to sit back and give up on our fight. We believe in an idea and we need to fight for that idea. And that is what the passion in our ideas is all about. So coming back to the question, what do we do if our ideas eventually do get stolen? Like for example, in my friend's case. So here's what my friend did. He went back to the drawing board and he wrote a new book. He wrote a whole new book and finally got it published as well. So if you have your idea stolen, remember you can always go back and come back with a bigger and a better idea. People think that you get only one idea, which is great, but that's not the truth. Now look at companies, the big companies which have gone about. You would see that they don't stick to just one idea. Now imagine if Steve Jobs, going back to Steve Jobs that is, imagine if he thought, okay, I've made the iPhone, I've made the Macintosh and that is it. But he didn't stop there. He created the iPhone, he created the iPod before the iPhone, then he went on to do more things. He created the Pixar company. Imagine if he thought this is the best idea that I could come up with. Imagine Elon Musk for that matter, if he said, okay, after SpaceX, that's it. Or after Tesla, I'm not going to do anything. So ideas are abundant. So if one idea is bogged down, that does not mean that your ideas are limited. You have a plethora of ideas in your mind. So go out there and find the next idea. Do not give up. And what else can you do? Repeat step number 1 and step number 2 that we've told. Do not let others tell you that your ideas are bad and do not procrastinate. And number 3, of course, find resources to facilitate your ideas, because your ideas are who you are. So the next time somebody steals your ideas, first thing, identify, was it because of you? Did you procrastinate? Did you let somebody else tell you that your idea was not good enough, which is why somebody took it? Or did you say, oh, I don't have the resources? So if these were the reasons, well, then you are to be blamed somewhere or the other. But if despite all the things, you started your idea, things were rolling, your ball was rolling, and then somebody still stole your idea, that's okay. Like I said, you had a great idea, which was the reason why it was stolen. Now, if you had one great idea, like I said, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jack Ma, all these people are examples that they didn't come up with just one great idea. They came up with plethora of ideas. The only thing is they believed in their ideas. So continue believing in your ideas. And if by chance somebody has taken your ideas away, get back to the drawing board and get back into the fight, because people need ideas which are worth creating the world, which are worth challenging the world for. So if you have one of those, then congratulations. Nobody can steal the genius in you. They might be able to steal an idea, but remember, the way you see it, the way you execute it, the way you do it cannot be done by anybody else. So here's another thing. Here's another thought for that matter. If at all somebody has taken your idea and you still believe that you can do it, go ahead and do it. Now, imagine if Steve Jobs had created an iPhone, the next thing you know, so many smartphones had come into the market. Imagine if Steve Jobs said, oh no, he created that phone, so I'm not going to do it again. But no, he created things better and better and better and so on and so forth. And this is what the entire world is about. You compete with ideas. And if somebody's taking your idea, you come up with a better idea, but do not give up. Do not lose hope. Do not ever think that your ideas aren't good enough. With this, we come to the end of today's episode at Think Real. I hope you enjoyed the content today. And if you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and colleagues. And if there is something specific that you'd like us to talk about, leave it down in the comments and we will try to make a video about it really soon. So until we meet the next time, be real, stay real, and think real.